Buenos dias. Well, Saturday. It's like, yeah, Saturday, man. Yeah. Yeah, I think I barely woke up. Hey, so 14, 10, 23rd, and minding who I am, it's just a guy right here and just talking YouTube. What else is my money, my phone might stop, might at least make it worth something. I mean, whatever you spend on your cell phone, I mean, they go through that like butter and cake. So anyway, I have a question, or maybe what secrets can we, or the past, but who really cares? And by the way, it's a long time ago. Long time ago. Okay, here's what I'm trying to say. Okay, picture the city of Egypt, where the pharaoh king of Egypt lived. Okay, he was an emperor. Okay, so that means that he had the city was sizable. Okay, that means that he was an emperor. He had an empire. Okay, he had an empire. He must have a quite sized army. And how far it really reached the emperor's power in those days, since they didn't have to cross no ponds. Although we cannot call it Africa because it was not really Africa. That is like Roman word out of like America, which is the same thing, like Roman. Words. Okay. So, but Egypt is I personally come to have a feeling that Egypt was a really strong power in those days, and they amassed a really powerful army, and how far were his Oscars? I mean, how far they reach? Since all the army of Egypt, all they gotta do is ride on a horseback, and how far they went. Since we call it Africa, do they conquer all Africa? All Africa was really theirs. There could have been more tribes or peoples from different ethnics and natives. But how far and how big was his army? Or the pharaoh? And since he said they had an emperor, and the city was a quite sized city, so he was a powerful empire in those days. So, and another thing that comes to my mind these days, how much and how little, or how little per se, I think I'm saying the right word, how little we know what people that lived in Egypt in those days, because the people that are in Africa or Egypt are really, we know so little about them. It probably what you can find on YouTube, but really, history is really hiding somewhere. As we can see, and we can tell from some of the female models agencies, we come to find out and we come to see really pretty women of the Egyptian Empire or Egyptian nation. But were different ethnies on Egypt. Egypt was just not the people of Egypt right there of the city of Egypt. I mean, the city where the emperor was. I mean, he was like America probably, but with the Native Americans. But back then was because there's a. I mean, there's some pretty. I mean, not pretty women, but it's just their colors and their skin are really interesting, interesting um, ethnics, and it probably how much and how come we per se or what we know about the outside of the world. How come we know so little, or as probably as many as you can find on YouTube about those ethnics, about those peoples? They probably they are until this day are not really people we know nothing or nothing much at all of those days and the people that confirmed Egypt in those days. When it comes to know, when it comes to how many rich folklore of those peoples were is really lost, or how or is being hiding somewhere in Egypt, because Egypt is a river, the Nile, but still they managed to handle that river real good, up and down. But still, there's many ethnies right there and still in Egypt that we just don't know much about about them yet. As the people of the Lord God, and where or how much a lot is expressed of the ethnic people on those days of Egypt, or the true color of that could have been the true color of Jesus Christ in those days, or his complexity, where because it was I think it could have been the early way of the Oscars of Egypt, like Canaan, and by the way, those lands were all tribes of many different customs and folklores, so. But that it's very. I think it's good. How much rich history inside in there that we don't know nothing, pretty much nothing yet about it, or it's been known for whatever is on YouTube, or on people have made studies on those the lands of Egypt, since it was a really powerful empire in those days. I mean, they could have reached farther, way over there, and it's just so much. I mean, just like they are truly, even the guards of the army of Egypt, how they really were, what they were, what still were today. I mean, what the folklore of Egypt is really history. I think there's a lot of like wood to go and carve ourselves a treasure or findings or wherever we can connect and build Egypt again, and to whatever we can trace paths of indigenous people and of Egypt in those days. Probably Egypt government will not apply with us a lot. They don't want a lot to be known about those days or the ethnics. But it sounds really like a good idea to pass some time when you say so. I gotta guys let you go just so my credits don't go low too fast. Okay, have a good day. Have a good Saturday from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. The future of Los Angeles. Bye bye.